Welcome back to the Encore Club. And today I am joined by an amazing guest. Today I'm joined by Rainsford, or Rainey Qualley, for anyone who doesn't know. So thank you for joining me, Rainey.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. For anyone who doesn't know, Rainey is a singer-songwriter creating atmospheric indie pop with emotional depth. An award-winning actor. Born in New York City, raised in North Carolina. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And you have quite recently released a new single, Butterfly, which I believe you co-wrote with Michael from the band Smallpools.
Yeah, I did.
Amazing. It's a great song, by the way. I've obviously had
Thank you.
plenty of time to kind of dive into your music as well. Horse is incredible as well. The music video in particular is quite fun on that. I love it.
Thank you.
No problem at all. Okay, so I'm gonna basically ask some background questions about you, and then we'll kind of
Okay.
delve into kind of more music-based questions a little in just a little bit. So, um, you've graced the silver screens in some huge movies. For example, Ocean's 8, TV shows like Mad Men, and starred in shorts like Delilah. But what has been your kind of favorite TV/screen project to date?
Um, a couple of my favorites that just came out recently are two movies. One of them was called The Daylong Brothers, and another one was called Off the Record. And they're both musical movies, so it was really fun to be able to sing in those projects and sort of have my two worlds collide.
Amazing, amazing. And when it
Yeah.
comes to your musical endeavors, you go by the moniker Rainsford, which I believe is your great grandmother's name. Is that right?
Yeah, it's my full name. So I was named after my great grandmother. And just I in my day-to-day life I go by Rainey, but as an artist and to sort of create a little bit of separation between like acting and my personal world and then like my artistic musical uh personality, I guess, just decided to go by my full name.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I was going to ask actually, is it to kind of separate the two worlds as it was? So yeah, you've answered that perfectly for me. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Especially like when I was first starting out, people would always ask me like, "Well, what do you really want to do? Do you want to be an actor? Do you want to be a musician?" And I felt like this pressure to sort of make a decision, and that sort of interpreted my choice to like have a bit of separation. But now I think it's sort of like stupid. I think anyone can do like whatever they want. You don't have to choose. But when I was like just starting out, I felt all this pressure to sort of like appease people and try to do things the right way, and I don't know. I think that's I mean, I'm happy with going by whatever name, but I think my intentions behind it were a little bit like driven by outside forces.
Completely understandable. Let's be honest. Yeah, there's a lot of there's going to be a lot of people, especially at your level, in your ear, kind of telling you which direction to pull and everything. So it's understandable. Um, you welcomed a daughter into the world in December. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah.
I was wondering, I'm due to be a dad in October for the
Oh
first,
my gosh! Congratulations.
and I was just wondering for anyone that's maybe in the same position as me, do you have any kind of tips or anything that you can share for anyone that's about to embark on the journey of parenthood?
Um, oh man. I mean, I don't know about advice per se. We're just sort of like winging it and figuring it out, but my daughter's name is Bluebell, and she's 7 months old now, and just I've never been happier. People say, I mean, of course, you don't get as much sleep, whatever, but people always talk about how hard it is. For us, it hasn't been that hard. It's just like so lovely just having this baby that you get to love and spend all this time with. So I don't know. I guess um my advice would be to like make sure you have a good breast pump right away. And yeah, well, you'll probably be more involved than you realize, and and we co-sleep, which we really, really love just being able to, it was like such uh anxiety relief to just like have her all the time, make sure like I can hear her breathing, don't have to worry about her. So we like go sleeping. And one thing that I wish we had started sooner is she still has a really hard time napping if like we're sleeping outside of just like being on me. Like I have to basically like breastfeed her to sleep, and the second I try to lay her down she'll wake up. So I think, whereas my other friend who started having her baby sleep in like a crib during the day for naps right away, she'll just like sleep for hours on her own. So I wish I had done that, because I spend like a lot of time just like sitting with the baby napping, which is also great. I'm happy to like have those moments with her, but um it's something I'm working on.
Amazing. Well, thank you for the advice. I appreciate it. I'll make sure that we have a decent breast pump.
Yeah.
Um, okay, we call this section kind of warm up icebreakers, but essentially it's kind of getting to know you on a kind of more musical level, I guess.
Okay.
So, do you remember the first moment that you knew you wanted to perform as a musician?
Um, well, I started dancing when I was really young. Like I started doing like toddler ballet and stuff like that when I was 2. And I think dance actually had a pretty profound impact on my musical taste and sort of my exposure to like the library of music, both from like, classical ballet pieces to like Fosse and jazz kind of stuff, or like, whatever, just like so many different kinds of music. And then also just sort of the way that you interpret music physically and are so like involved in the music in a way. So I think that really sort of shaped me as an artist. And then also my dad plays guitar and taught me to play guitar when I was a kid. But really sort of, if there's like a moment that sort of was my like a light bulb moment or whatever as a little kid, I remember going to see Annie and seeing all these little girls that were like my age on Broadway just like belting their hearts out, and I thought like, wow, I want to sing like Annie. And I went home and I was like, oh my god, I think I can do that. So ever since I was, I don't know, 7 or 8 or something, sort of discovered that I could sing. And sort of I think I consider myself like primarily a vocalist. I like play guitar, sort of like as a conduit to sing. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's the combination of all of those things.
Amazing, amazing, awesome. Um, okay, what's one song that everyone loves but you can't get on board with? So everyone has one. There's a song in the charts that everyone is singing around you, and it's just one that you're just like, this again.
Oh man, I feel like there's so many, but I never like I probably should, but I never really listen to the radio. I mean, I just listen to like Spotify and stuff. So like I don't get exposed to a lot of music that I'm not choosing to listen to. Um but um I don't know. Um
I'm pretty much the same. Like radio, since Spotify's come along, radio's kind of gone out the window for me, and I almost feel like I'm 35. I feel like I'm getting left behind a little bit in terms of like the modern music. And I tell you though, in the UK, and I don't know how big it is over in America, but like UK grime music is,
mhm.
and I'm gonna get a lot of hate here, so sorry guys. It's awful. Like it's just like the backing music has no soul. It's just this repetitive beat that is just it, a baby could make it. To be completely honest,
Yeah.
so that's mine. So sorry, I thought I'd kind of hijack that a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think like in general, I'm not like a huge like hip hop rap fan. That's not like that like any one song is like particularly annoying to me, but it's just not, I just never really like listened to it on purpose. But I just thought of one that like that song that's all over Instagram, that like Benson Boone song that's like Flies, Stars, whatever. That one is not my favorite.
I've got a 4-year-old boy at home, and
Hmm.
he's he loves that song, and he'll just randomly start singing it, and it is the cutest thing. But yeah, I get it. Like once a song,
I'm sure I'd like his version.
100%. We'll see.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's like when, because that song's been everywhere for like a while now as well, and it's just like the overplaying is maybe a little bit too much. So
Yeah.
I fully.
And my fiance is like, he's like a brown haired dude with a mustache, and people all the time are like, "You look just like Benson Boone." And so I had no idea who he was, or like that was his song, until everyone started telling Tony he looks like Benson Boone. And he's like, "I guess I got to start learning how to do a backflip or something, like just lean into it." But
Climb up on that piano, back
yeah.
100%. Okay, what's a song that can instantly take you back to your high school years?
um, there's so many songs. I did dance competitions in high school, so like every song that I did dance to, like, but which honestly, some of them I don't even know who the artist was. There's this song "Sorry" that we like. I still sort of remember the choreographer do. Or Coldplay "The Scientist" was like, I did a trio to that. Um, I'll go with that. Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful song. Coldplay are the band that kind of got me into being a songwriter myself. Not
Mm,
as accolade, like I don't. I've got two songs on Spotify. I'm not a big songwriter by any means, but they gave me the inspiration at least to get into it.
hmm
Okay, who, and this is a question we ask every one of our guests, and it doesn't have to be like a musician or someone famous. It can be a family member or anything like that. But who is your biggest hero in life?
Probably my sister. She's my best friend. I mean, I feel like I'm so blessed. I have so many people in my family that I love so much. Like now, I feel bad that I didn't say like my partner or my baby, but my my sister. I've known her longer. She's my best friend, and we've both been there for each other for like all the highest highs and the lowest lows of both of our lives, and just so proud of her, both in like who she is as a person. She's just so kind and beautiful, and smart, and then also just she's had such and is continuing to have such a beautiful career, just so hardworking and dedicated. And yeah, I'm just she's my hero in like every sense of the word.
That's beautiful. And this is Margaret. Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out Margaret. Well in.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. We're gonna kind of slide into setting the scene for your dream concert. So
Okay.
what we like to do is we like to kind of build a bit of a picture around what's going to be happening. So the first thing we want to talk about is the venue that you want your dream concert to happen in. Uh,
Okay.
just to give you an idea, we've had venues from someone's back garden to Glastonbury. It could be literally
hmm
anything you want. So where would you like your venue to be?
um I'll go with like some kind of cool like dilapidated castle situation, like on the ocean, and it's warm, and there's like a bunch of like cool animals around.
I love that. You know, we have had we've done a full season out of this. This is season two we're in,
hmm
and we get a lot of kind of the standard venues or the standard festival scenes, and then once in a while we have just really cool ones. So like we we had a really weird one with a sketch comedian YouTuber who wanted a forest in Alaska, um, in the woods with no stage or anything like that. And then the other week we had the lead singer from Three Days Grace join us, and he wanted his to be on a beach. Um, but yeah, to have we haven't had a castle yet, and I do like the thumbnails for all this is I create the background as your scene. So you're
Oh, cool.
gonna have a lot of fun basically putting
Great. Yeah.
castle over, a dilapidated castle overlooking the sea with loads of amazing animals about. Are we talking fictional animals, by the way, just so I can paint a bit of a picture in my head?
Um, I'll go with like whatever the native animals are. Like, I'm a big cat lover, so maybe some stray cats that I could feed, or depending on where it is, maybe there's like some monkeys, or um, but also all these animals that are just like really friendly and want to hang out and listen to the music too.
Nice. Perfect. Perfect. I love it. Um, so my next question is, who are you taking to your dream concert?
Um, my friends and family. I mean, I'll take Tony and my baby. She can wear the little like ear covers if she needs to. My dad's a big music lover, so I'll take my dad and my mom and just like sit them on other opposite ends from each other. And my siblings, and then yeah, I don't know, maybe like a handful of my best friends.
Nice. Perfect. And when you're arriving at a concert, what's the first thing you do? Are you like, I'm gonna go and look at the merchandise, or I'm just gonna go and get a drink and then maybe find a good place to stand so that I can get a good view? What's your kind of go-to?
Yeah, usually I'll like go get a drink, find my seat, hang out. Just like it also depends on who it is, because I'm like uh I go to so many of my friends' shows, so if it's somebody I know, I'll just go like hang with them backstage till they're ready, and then go like either watch side stage or watch from the front. But yeah, it just depends who it is.
Nice. Perfect. Perfect. We haven't actually had many people choose the side stage, and that's because
Hmm.
it's been raised that audio quality isn't maybe as good as out front, but also I've been a photographer on stage at festivals, and
Hmm.
nothing quite like being on the stage, like looking
Yeah,
even at the side, looking out at a huge audience and everything. Um, it's
especially if it's somebody you love and you're like, oh my God, that's my friend. They're doing so great. Look at them, you know.
classic fangirl moment, yeah.
Hmm.
Amazing. Okay, we're gonna play a very quick game. It's called Play, Repeat, Delete. It's
Okay.
based on, excuse my language, it's based on Shag, Marry, Kill.
Hmm.
Um, the idea is that I'm going to give you three acts, artists, and
Okay.
you have to pick one to play once or twice, one to keep on repeat for the rest of your life, and one that has to be deleted off the face of the earth.
Okay. So play is the most medium. Repeat is number one. Delete is the worst.
Exactly, exactly.
Got it. All right.
So, Frank Ocean,
Okay.
the XX, Lana Del Rey.
It's tough. That's a tough one. Okay. Frank Ocean, the XX, Lana Del Rey. I guess I'll play Lana Del Rey. I'll repeat Frank Ocean, and I gotta delete the XX.
That's fair. It's a fair.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Frank Ocean has got some absolute hits, so
Yeah.
I think it's forgivable. Don't worry. Amazing. Okay, what was the first concert you ever went to?
Hanson, when I was a little kid. Yeah. My
Nice.
mom brought me. Yeah. I was so in love with them, and yeah, I stand by it.
100%.
Bop all the way.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, awesome. Have when you're performing on stage, have emotions ever surprised you during a song? Like, have you ever maybe got, so for example, I have a song that I've released and I can't really imagine performing it live because it's about my father passing away.
Hmm.
Has there ever been a moment whilst you're on stage where it's like, okay, this is a tough one to get through?
Yeah, totally. I mean, so many of my songs are sort of like therapeutic when I'm writing them. Like I write a lot of like heartbreak songs, or I'll write a lot whenever I'm like going, especially especially through like relationship stuff. Whenever something's difficult, I end up just like writing songs about it. So when the breakups have been fresh and I just wrote the song, and like sometimes like I've had like exes that like come to my shows, and like I'm like singing these songs that I wrote about them. So that can be, I've had some emotional moments, for sure. But then it's also now songs that maybe that like I wrote about someone and it felt so visceral and important to me then. Now like I don't think about the person, I don't care about the person, the songs just sort of like take on new meaning. So something that maybe felt really difficult to sing at one point in my life, like it just doesn't impact, like it just doesn't mean, like I've implied new meaning to it in a way. But then I guess I've also had experience like a couple times when I'll see like fans singing songs back to me, and I'm like, oh my god, somebody knows my songs that I wrote, so that can be emotional, like sort of in a positive way.
Yeah. Yeah. Great answer. Great answer. I didn't ever think of it from that point of view of like the meaning changing because it's been, you know, times past, you've been able to heal from it. So
Hmm.
that's yeah, that's a really lovely perspective to have on it. Okay. I'm gonna kind of pull you out of the deep question that I've just asked and
Okay.
give you a bit of an easier one. If your life were a fictional movie, uh, what would the song be that would be playing during the scene where you rob a bank?
Okay.
And then what would be the end credits? And finally, who would play you?
I mean, I'll have my sister play me. That's pretty easy. Um,
Because I was just thinking as you
yeah,
said
yeah. Bank robbing song. Um, I sort of love in movies like when there's like a song that juxtaposes the moment in a way, you know? So like rather than having something like hardcore like energy pump up, like maybe I don't know, like like a soft sweet song. I'm trying to think like um maybe like I don't know, like a James Taylor song or something I think would be funny.
yeah, good shout.
um um or like yeah, I don't know. I'll go with just a James Taylor song. And then for the end credits, maybe my dad is like a songwriter, so I mean he doesn't I don't think he really has anything. Well, actually, so in like the 80s he was like an Italian pop star briefly. I'm not gonna go with one of those songs, but I think like now he like he'll like write songs about my little girl, or like he wrote songs about us growing up. Nothing that he recorded, but just like his own personal catalog. So I'd maybe want to have one of his just like acoustic songs.
That'd be lovely. I think that's a really
Yeah.
nice way to round it off. Just to let you know, and obviously I won't be able to apply this to one of your dad's songs, unfortunately, but with every episode that we do, we create a Spotify playlist of all the music that me and you mentioned throughout the whole episode, and then I release
Oh,
it
okay, cool.
at the same time. So there's a whole kind of soundtrack to this episode that we're building as well.
Okay.
Okay, lovely. So let's talk about the first act of the night at your dream concert. Have you had a chance to kind of think about who you want there now?
Yeah, I think I know. I think I know my answer.
Okay, let's go with the first act. We're not going to call it a support act just because people get a little bit upset if we mention legends and they're supporting other
Yeah, yeah,
things like that. But
totally.
uh, what's your first act?
I'll start off with Cocteau Twins.
Okay, nice. Okay, and
Yeah.
do you know what encore song they'll be performing?
I was thinking Pitch the Baby.
Amazing. Okay, awesome. Is there any reason that you've picked that? Is there any kind of significant?
It's one of my favorite songs of theirs. I mean, I'm like a big fan of their catalog all throughout, but yeah, I mean, I love them. I love that song, and it'd be really rad to see them play it.
Nice. Perfect. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, before we get into the second act, I'm going to ask a few more questions, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Um, okay, what artist made you want to start writing music or inspired you, like Coldplay did for me?
Um, I guess probably like I started trying to like write my own stuff in high school when I was getting more into guitar. I always really loved to sing and would just my mom would always like have me sing old standards like before we would go anywhere, like to her friend's house or like to like a a dinner party or a Christmas party or whatever. We'd be in the car when I was a little like I don't know, middle school, high school, whatever. And I'd be like, "Mom, please don't ask me to sing." And she'd be like, "Okay, I won't." And then she would have a glass of wine and she'd be like, Rainey doesn't want me to do this, and I'm like, please. But she would have me sing like "At Last" or like um like any kind of soulful song where I could really belt because I think it made her feel proud. But anyway, in when I started sort of writing my own stuff, I was listening to a lot of like Neil Young, Bob Dylan, Joni Mitchell, sort of like folky kind of stuff, and that felt like sort of more achievable in a way. Like, okay, I have a guitar, I can sing, like I could do this.
Yeah, it became a bit more of a rounded performance for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not to take away from the fact that Etta James is it's difficult to sing. It doesn't sound like it should be, but it is. Like I went to music uni and we had to study it, and
Hmm.
yeah, it's not an easy one to sing. So fair play.
Yeah.
Um, Amazing. Okay, this is probably based on what you said, quite a relevant question. But is it harder to write about joy or heartbreak?
For me, unfortunately, it's much harder to write joyous songs. So, like, pretty much all of my songs are like sad girl heartbreak songs. Um, but I am like actively trying to like turn the page on that. I think like, but for a multitude of reasons. But I'm also just like now I'm like in a really happy relationship and I have a baby and I'm so like genuinely happy for probably the first time in my life and well since I was a kid I don't know but and I think I was like just like in a bunch of like sort of toxic relationships that like were great for songwriting but like terrible for my mental health.
Yeah.
But I want to be able to write happy songs. I just like I find it difficult to like not sound like corny or cliche. But I'm also like whatever. If I'm like if I'm corny and I'm happy, who cares? So that's like I want to bring more joy into my life and into my music.
I love that. I love that. And it's true, unfortunately it is easier to kind of lean into um the feeling and write about something that's really affected you, like a heartbreak or anything like that. Uh
Yeah.
and it is harder to write about joy because you kind of feel like you're pigeonholed a little bit to only talk about the one thing, and heartbreak has a bit more of a range. But I fully understand, and it's lovely to hear that you're in a much better place now, and
Yeah.
plenty to write about with Bluebell and your partner and everything. So congrats again on that.
Thanks.
What's the first album you ever bought?
Um, I think it was No Doubt. I'm trying to remember what the name of the album was, but the one that has like Walking the Spiderwebs on it. Something Kingdom, I think. Uh,
I don't know the
yeah,
name myself, but I know exactly. I can picture the cover. Yeah,
yeah.
great album. Great album either way.
Hmm.
I will put a couple of songs onto the Spotify playlist from that album, so you guys can see what we're talking about as well, just in case you. Amazing, great answer. Okay, let's talk about the second act of the night.
Okay.
Who?
Um, for my second act, I'm gonna go with Dolly Parton.
Oh, lovely. Okay, are we? Oh, I'm gonna try and pre-guess here a little bit. Are we thinking 9 till 5 as the
I
encore?
do love that song. I was gonna go with Here I Am, which is like sort of like a little bit more like soulful, like bluesy song of hers in a way.
Nice. I love
Hmm.
that. She's got such an amazing repertoire anyway, so I feel like you could pick most of her songs and it would be a perfect encore.
Yeah.
I just went for the one that everyone knows just because, yeah, it's easier for me. But yeah, great choice. Great choice. Okay. And again, is there any particular reason apart from it kind of being a little bit more soulful and a bit more bluesy? Is it maybe a little bit deeper in terms of connection with you, or is it just your preference for that particular moment of the gig?
I love her voice in that song. I love her energy in that song. It's like uh it's like like the message of the song is basically like here I am, like let me love you kind of thing, you know. Uh and yeah, Dolly's just such an incredible songwriter. I love so many of her songs. Coat of Many Colors is another great one. Love is Like a Butterfly is a great one. She's like so many like cool duets with like Chet Atkins and stuff like that too. So anyway, I think she's incredible. She wrote and like her version of I Will Always Love You is amazing. And then Whitney Houston like turned it into this whole other thing. So Yeah, I think she's awesome, and watching her live would be incredible. Especially hearing that one, hearing the song that I chose.
Amazing. Great answer. Great answer. Um, we're gonna play another quick game, if that's okay. This
Okay.
one's it's a little bit weird. It's called Mashup Apocalypse.
Okay.
So what the deal is basically that you're gonna create a supergroup. It's separate to your dream concert.
Okay.
Um, you need one legendary artist, so Prince, Freddie Mercury, anyone you want. One current artist, so anyone that's Billie Eilish, Kendrick Lamar, anyone that you want that's kind of in the zeitgeist at the moment, and then someone that's completely unexpected. And so we've had people like comedians, fictional characters, reality TV stars, anyone like that. And
Okay.
the only caveat is I'm going to name the band. I don't know how I feel about this name that I've given it, so forgive me. I the band is called When It Rains It Pours.
I love that. Okay.
Okay, so we'll start off with a legendary artist.
So am I picking these artists based off the name to like make it fit the band, or do I'm picking this group and then they happen to be called When It Rains It Pours?
They happen to be called it. It's
Okay.
your
Okay.
idea of what would be a good supergroup with three people that you pick. So the name is inconsequential, to be honest.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna go with I'll go with Kate Bush.
Good
Um,
choice.
and then uh for the icon for like current, I'll also icon. I'll go with Jack Antonoff. Got to represent my family.
Gotta rep
And then
brother-in-law. Yeah, why not?
and then for the third choice, I'll go with um. Let's see, maybe. Oh, I'll pick Michael Cameraman, who I like write all my stuff with. He's fantastic, and or at least his album. I wrote like everything with him. He deserves more love and more credit and like more presence in the world. So he'd be an excellent band member.
I think that's a great shout. I think that's a great shout. You're kind of hitting on a load of notes there, and I think it works really well. So yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. And big shout out to Jack as well.
Yeah.
Amazing. There you are. That's your mashup apocalypse. Okay, so we are kind of getting there with your dream concert. We're at the headline act for the evening. So if you want to start by just telling me who the headline act is, I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball afterwards, just to see how you handle it, and we'll go from there. So who is your headline act?
For headliner, I'm bringing Prince back from the dead for one final concert.
Yeah, I mean it has to be done, really, doesn't it? We've had Prince a few times, and it never disappoints actually. Because whenever someone talks about Prince, they have so much fire and passion about the music, everything,
Mhm.
the repertoire and everything as well. Okay, so here's the curveball. Prince has the ability to, before his own encore, bring out a guest to perform one song with.
Okay.
Who is Prince bringing out, and what is the song they're performing?
I mean, can I choose myself? I want to sing with Prince.
Please do. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
great answer. Okay, so you're coming out to perform with Prince. Great shout. I love that. What are you performing with them?
Um, I'll go with the song that I was going to choose for his headline. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. It's going to be Lonely. I love that song so much. And singing it with him, like I think I would die. Then we would just both be dead at the end of the show.
I love that. I love that. And then it's come to the time where Prince has to perform his actual encore. Are you staying on stage for this? Are you going to help out a little bit?
Oh no, I'll get off and I'll watch.
Fair enough. That's fine. Okay, so what is Prince's final encore for this huge show?
I was gonna go with It's Gonna Be Lonely, but if I'm singing that with him, I guess for the final encore, man, I'll either go with Baby I'm a Star. I love
Nice.
that song. So fun. Or Little Red Corvette.
Little Red Corvette's a great song as well. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Tell you what, how about like a what's it called? A melody of
or Purple Rain, because rainy. Purple Rainy. Yeah.
what if we're doing a melody of all three leading into Purple Rain?
Yeah. That sounds
I think
good.
it's an encore. It has to be epic.
Yeah.
So amazing. Okay, Rainey, you've built your dream concert. You're officially a honorary member of the Encore Club.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank
Proud to be a
you so
member.
much. Before I let you go, I'm gonna ask some. They're relatively silly. Would you rather questions? And then after
Sure.
that, I'm gonna ask you a little bit about what you got going on in your life. So let's start with a bit of a silly one. Would you
Okay.
rather have to whisper all your lyrics going forward, or scream them like a metal singer?
I guess I'll go with whisper because I don't want to like just rip my vocal cords up. Can I still sing other people's songs normal, or I can only whisper sing forever?
If you ever do a cover, you can sing it however you want, but
Okay,
it's your lyrics. Unfortunately, they are in whispers from now on.
that's fine. Yeah, I can whisper sing better than I can scream.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm the same. Like, I'd love to say that I'm a metal singer, but I just have no ability there. Um, would you rather be remembered for one timeless song or a career of solid albums that quietly impact people?
um, I mean, I guess I'd probably go with having like a full body of work rather than just one major song, but I'd be happy with either one.
Yeah, no, I fully agree.
Yeah.
Agree. I think there's the kind of the optimistic answer there, and then the answer that's like actually I'm cool with both.
Yeah.
That works either way. Okay, and this is a weird one. Would you rather auto tune every conversation you have in real life,
Okay.
or have to sing all your text messages out loud?
Like every time I get a text message, I have to sing it out loud wherever I am.
You have to sing what they've said and your response, or just your response
Um,
actually.
can I whisper sing?
I mean, technically they're your words, so if we're applying it same universe, yeah, it's whisper.
Yeah, I'll probably do that, I feel like I do that part of the time anyway, if I'm just sort of like
Just saying
mumbling
it
to
out.
myself if I'm texting. Yeah.
I get that. I get that. That's fair. Okay, and finally, would you rather your songs be studied in music classes for generations to come, or have them covered endlessly on TikTok?
Um, I guess, I mean, like, I don't even have TikTok, but I think as much as like that would probably be beneficial for my career now to like have a song go viral on TikTok or whatever. Um, I think that TikTok is so like momentary and just like this is going to be like a blip of the way that music is experienced. So I'd go with having my song studied in music classes, even though that also feels like I'm my songs aren't good enough to be studied in like music classes, but
Don't do yourself a disservice
yeah.
there at all. You never know. There could be a whole Rainsford course at one of the colleges.
That feels like embarrassing. Like no, but
Stop studying me.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me. It's been lovely having you on. Before you go, please let everyone know what you've got going on in your life and about your music and everything.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I've had two songs come out so far off of my first full-length album. The first one's called Horse. You mentioned there's a music video that I made with my fiance, and I really love it. I dance in it, and we shot the whole thing in 2 days. I think I'm really proud of the way it turned out, so I'd love for people to watch it. And then I had a song that came out last week called Butterfly. That was the first song that I wrote on this like venture of creating this album. I wrote it like almost 3 years ago, and it was the first song that I wrote with Michael, who I mentioned, who's really, really talented. And I'm excited about it and excited for people to hear it. And we're gonna release one more single before the album. and it's called the album's called Before Blue. My baby's name is Bluebell, so sort of my interpretation of that was sort of what I was touching on earlier. Like so many of these, well, I mean, all these songs I wrote when I was like really depressed and sort of like I love these songs and I can't wait for people to hear them. But they also I'm in such a different place now, so they're all the songs before Blue. So yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to check it all out as it comes, as it's all released in the near future. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
It was lovely to have you. Come on, thank you very much.
Thank you.